Oh yeah, I mean, fuck that shit, man. Motherfucking Microsoft. Motherfucking Microsoft. How? What the fuck, yo? Can we just go without the slip ups and the bullshit? Like, can we please? I'm losing my shit over here. So yesterday, the fucking creator of PUBG came out and said PUBG is going to be 60 frames per second on the X. Now, I don't know if he does not know what the fuck they're offering for the game. I don't fucking know how he doesn't fucking know what they're offering for the game. Jesus. This shit is crazy, man. So he comes out and says the game is going to be 60 frames per second. Now, mind you, before he said this shit, before anything, I'm still getting the game. I still want to play the game. I was gonna play it at 30, and I will play. And when they said it was 60, I was like, oh great, I'll play it at 60. Regardless, I want to play the game, right? My issue is, why the fuck is it so hard for everybody to be on the same fucking page? Why is it that anytime something comes out, you motherfuckers say shit, stick their foot in their mouth, and then have to do retraction? Like, nobody forced you to do this interview telling people it was going to be 60 frames per second on the X and then retracting the shit. What's going on, Lion? Yo, this shit is crazy, man. Like, there's no need for it. Why? It's like they find new ways to fuck up. And granted, technically, this isn't Microsoft's fuck up per se, but it has their connection to it, right? It's just, I don't understand. Like, every time, I mean, granted, look, does Sony have their fuck ups? Sure, but the thing is, it's not going to be viewed in the same way because they haven't had the consistent fuck ups, as far as the messaging, through this generation. Through this generation, from the start to up to now, Microsoft just either it's them or it's somebody they're in partner with. They always fucking the Tomb Raider debacle with releasing when the game was coming to PlayStation, that fucking dumb shit. It's just there was like with PUBG, there was no reason to tell the public it's going to be 60 frames per second when you should have known that it was going to be at 30 until, further notice. Now, obviously, he knows that the game can be 60 frames per second or is running currently at 60 frames per second, but for whatever reason, they're not going to have it run at 60 frames per second, whether it's due to the fact that there might be performance issues, we don't know. But it's just like, dude, why the fuck mention it if it's not going to be that way? Like, did you fall asleep? Did you go on vacation and not get the memo? Like, how the fuck is this shit possible? Like, I don't understand, man. Like, it's fucking ridiculous, man. It's fucking ridiculous. This shit shouldn't happen. Like, it just happens over and over and over again. Like, look. There's just so many layers to this bullshit. It says it's going to be 60 frames. Then you have people in the community complaining about the shit that I fucking don't get. I don't fucking get. I just don't, man. It's just, if it's going to run at 60 on the X and 30 on the S, then so fucking be it. If you want a better performance, buy the better hardware. It's that fucking simple. It's no different No different than with every other item that comes out that has an advantage. You want to be able to hear shit better? Get the better headset. You want to be able to control the game better? Get the better controller. If you want to be able to see things better, get a better television. If you want to be able to play things better, get the better console. It's not that fucking hard. What's going on, Spite? Like, this shit is crazy, man. Like, this shit is crazy. Like, it shouldn't be that hard. Like, I don't understand. You know, some people out here advocating, well, what about the S owners? You know what I'll tell them? I'll tell them what I tell all my friends that are S owners. Fuck you. You decided to stay on that shit, not me. Why do I gotta get the same performance as you? Fuck you. I tell my brother that, tell my cousin that, I tell my friends that. They're not ready to move over, right? And that's fine. They say they want to wait for the bugs, the kinks, whatever. That is fine. But I should not have to suffer and have my the performance in my games held back because they decide to wait. That shit doesn't make any sense. Like, the fuck is going on, man? So, you know, you got people in the community complaining about that. Some people are saying maybe that's what led to the whole change from the 60 FPS to the 30 FPS. I don't know about that per se. I can't say that they might, you know, the Bluehole decided to, you know, because people were bitching and moaning about, you know, it's unfair 30 versus 60. I don't know per se if that's, you know, why they switched up their lingo today. I don't know. I just know that, damn it, at some point, like, he had to know. Like, to me, I mean, like, you just don't switch that shit up that fast. I don't think it's due to the outcry because I'm telling you, it wasn't enough of it. Yeah, you have people bitching and moaning, but it wasn't. It wasn't on the same level. It's not. You know, because guess what? At the end of the day, 30 frames per second versus 60, yeah, it's a little bit of an advantage. But guess what? I'll tell you what's a bigger advantage. Fucking having a 4K TV versus a 1080p TV, that's a way bigger advantage. Because you can see shit way better. And the fact that playing PlayerUnknown Battleground is all about who sees who first, that's a way bigger advantage with resolution than it is with fucking frames per second because it's not a Twitch shooter. Now, if it was a Twitch shooter like a Call of Duty or something like that, then I would have, you know, then they would have a valid point, right? Oh, the frame rate difference, you know, we're getting murked out here because that's all about, you know, oh, damn, I pulled my trigger and I thought I was going to get you for like Gears. Gears, you know, a lot of people running around with shotguns, you know, it's a Twitch shooter. You know, that's why some people play on monitors just so they can get an advantage for latency. So people are always trying to look for the advantage. But if you paid $500 for better hardware, damn it, you should get the performance from it. So this is what I don't understand. To me, it should be 30 FPS if and only if that's the best way to play the game smoothly, right? Because PC guys always run out and be like, I can play PUBG at 100 and something frames, but at the end of the day, that shit janky. People have been saying it. I'm talking about real PC gamers, not motherfuckers, these fanboy, dick-sucking PC gamers that only want to tell you the bright spots of, oh, you know, I could play at this many frames. No, it's not just about how many frames up you are. Because guess what? You can play a game that's at 60 frames unlocked versus a game that's at 30 frame locked. And if the gameplay on the 30 frames is smooth, guess what? That 60 frames per second will look shit. Hey, because if I'm playing smooth, I'm getting a better experience than somebody who's fluctuating from 60 all the way down to 45. Like, nah, fuck that. You see what I'm saying? Like, I just find why can't we just? I don't. Microsoft just needs they need to take full control of this shit and kind of. I guess for now on, they need to have any interviews and shit like that. They be like, look, man, anything you gonna say that's in pertaining to something that belongs to Xbox needs to be run through us because motherfuckers is fucking up out here. They fucking change their message. They say the wrong shit. They gonna have to get back on their grind and be like, look, anytime you mention Xbox, that shit got to be ran through us first because there's no reason that I don't understand how he doesn't know. Like somebody, what is it, assistant? Somebody who works with him should have told him, like, look, yeah, we're doing the testing. It does run at 60 right now, but we can't run it at 60 for whatever reason. Yeah, it can hit it, but it's not stable. All right, he should know that. And even if he was going to say, oh, it runs at 60, but it's not stable, so we're running at 30, people would have been fine with that. But motherfuckers don't explain themselves, man. They just say shit. Like, yo, you can't just be like, oh, it's at 60, but tomorrow it's going to be at 30 and not say why. Like, really say why. Don't give us the bullshit excuse why. I'm talking about some real, like, break the shit that does not work. Just be honest. If it's about the Xbox One S, be honest about that shit. Be like, look, man, we felt that the experience was too different from the X to the S. And what I would say to them, if that was the case, like, yo, make an option where people on the X can play with other people on the X so they can play at a higher frame rate. If that's the case, right? Because that's what the X is doing. It's all about options, right? So give people the option to play at a higher frame rate. I mean, it's not that hard. Philosopher Doom, what's going on, man? I mean, I don't. How can one company be so fucking dumb? They just have bad luck, man. It's just they don't know what these guys be talking. They do interviews and they just I'm pretty sure Phil Spencer woke up like, what the fuck, bro? Like, how are these devs always fucking up? Like, I understand they're not necessarily people that talking. He probably got excited, was like, oh shit, yeah, he runs that 60 FPS on the X. And maybe they are aiming for that for everything, right? But if it's not gonna run that shit now, like, think about it. If they knew they were putting the shit out in a week, right? And it's gonna run at 30 in a week, even though they are aiming for 60 at the launch later on, right? Why the fuck would you bring that shit up if that shit? Because once people hear 60, they're gonna be like, oh, that's what it's gonna be. Like, you don't bring that shit up if it's not there, right? That's like what everything else. When people be talking about, that'd be like, well, if Ark came out and was like, yo, Ark is at 4K, knowing damn well that shit not nowhere near 4K, right? That game is janky as shit too, but it's just like, yo, why do y'all keep on putting your foot in y'all mouth? Like, I don't understand it, man. They must like the way they toes taste. I don't understand this shit. Shit happens over and over again. Like, to be honest, man, this shit is, they should just let it perform. If it performs better, it performs better. It is what it is. It is what it is. I mean, because let's keep it 100. There are advantages all over the place. They're all over the place, right? You got better internet than somebody else. Well, you got an advantage. You got a better TV. You got a better advantage. Better controller. There's an advantage. If you're playing on a monitor versus a television, that's an advantage. There's advantages everywhere. I mean, so like this whole 30 versus 60, man, I'm not buying it, especially not for this type of game. It's not a Twitch shooter. You know, so it's not that big of a deal. Like, it'd be different if everybody was getting shot, killed with some quick shit, but you know, and even with that, the small advantage that there is, right? Yo, if motherfuckers don't like it, they can go out and upgrade. Because guess what? They can't keep the shit with parity. What's going on, Kelvin and Mitch? They can't keep the shit with parity. Other Zinc, what's popping? Why? Because if Xbox is saying that they're gonna do away with generations, right? There's no way in hell the OG Xbox One is gonna be able to keep up with the next iteration of Xbox. That shit's gonna be so far apart. Shit's gonna be ridiculous. But people are still gonna want to play with each other online. So if somebody on the OG Xbox One is playing at 30, right? But somebody on the next Xbox is playing at 100 and whatever frames, right? Are you just not gonna? Are you gonna? Whoever bought that new hardware, you're gonna knock them down to 30? That should be ridiculous. This shit would be ridiculous. It wouldn't make any fucking sense to do that. You know, it just wouldn't. To me, there's not enough Xbox One X owners as of yet to really even fully affect um the overall multiplayer experience for most S owners, for one, right? And then they just need an option if they felt it is that way. Like, you have to have a lobby similar to like in 2K, right? When you play 2K, I haven't played online that much, but they used to have it in tiers. They might still have it in tiers. I just don't really pay attention that much. But it would just be like All Star, whatever, right? Or like Halo, you play social or you could play ranked. You just be like, you could just have it where it's like, all right, you want to play with 60 FPS players, or you want to play it with social. That means you got to get knocked down to 30. Give people the option. To me, that's all people want. Like, look, if they came out and said, all right, it's going to be 30 across all boards, but we're giving people the option to go with 60, if they're Xbox One X owners, then cool. Or give people the option, even if they are at 30, to play with people that are playing at 60. That's fine as well. But I mean, geez, man, they just gotta stop fucking up, man. And like I said, I'm still getting the game. I still want to play the game. And as long as the game plays well, I don't give a shit. My thing is the messaging more than anything. Because whether it was 30 or 60, I was playing it. I never put in a criteria like it had to be at 60, otherwise I won't play it. That was never my issue. My issue was, does it play well? Because I'm telling you, there's a lot of PC dudes, and especially I was talking to a couple last night that were playing on Xbox. As would they prefer the game to be at 60? Absolutely. But if the game is going to run buttery smooth, they will be fine with that, because the shit is super janky on the PC, right? Even with extremely strong hardware, yes, it smooths it out a little bit, but yeah, and it's still janky as fuck. My thing is like, look, man, like Microsoft, they just got to figure out a way. I mean, like I said before, it's not technically their fault. They don't own these motherfuckers, so they don't, they technically Bluehole, they don't work for Microsoft. They're working with Microsoft. But it's just like, why create these issues? It's like a needless fucking, like, this shit should have never happened. Like, do y'all motherfuckers not talk to one another? I don't. Fucking headache, bro. Fucking headache. Just dumb shit just piling on. Like it's almost like we played a game of, well, who's gonna say some dumb shit next when it comes to either Xbox themselves or a fucking Xbox game published by somebody else. It's like either it's like we weigh the option of like who's gonna do some dumb shit. Is Xbox gonna come out and say some dumb shit, or is the dev that working with Xbox gonna say some dumb shit? You know? Oh, fucking Titanfall green disc shit. I mean, what was it, blue disc or whatever versus the green disc, man? Shit, come on, man. It's always something. It's just always something. You know what I mean? Like somehow Sony is able to stay pretty clean even when bullshit happens. Shit, No Man's Sky was a big fuck up, and Sony walked away from that bitch clean as hell. They walked away from this shit with EA clean as hell. Granted, yes, it's EA. That's their shit. They, it is what it is. But let that have been Microsoft. Oh, best believe they was not walking away from that shit unscathed. Oh, hell no. They was going to get burnt in that flame too. It's just, bro, man. Shit's crazy. I don't know. It's the PR department that they need to like branch out. They got to have somebody that oversees a lot of these other dev teams to kind of talk to them and be like, yo, this is what anything pertaining to our game must be run through us if you're doing an interview. It's just crazy. It's just crazy, man. Like it's just all over the place. I just don't understand how they can't somehow just catch a break and get the shit. Like, can we get to fucking January without some more bullshit? I'm just saying, can we get there? Can we get, Lord, please? I don't want January 7th to come around and we have another fucking scale-bound incident where they say some dumb shit like, oh, fucking one, and they don't even got want to be one of their big games. Let them say that, deep down, not deep down. What's that? What's the fucking game? Deep down's a PlayStation game. Below, say Below got canceled. I don't want to hear that shit. No more shit. I don't want to hear about. Look, guess what? If Below gets canceled, that indie game, guess what, Microsoft? Keep that shit to your motherfucking selves. I don't want to hear that shit. Just keep it to yourselves. We'll get it. I just know no more shit. Just be like, you know what? We'll chalk this up. Like somebody asks you, yo, what's going on with Below? Well, we're still working on it. We'll just pull the Sony, man. Sony be like, look, it's still in the pipe. It's pipeline. We're working on it. Motherfuckers could ask you about that game for 10 years, and then guess what? You get another developer to come through and finish it. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. Just no more shit. No more. This shit needs to stop. Like, I can't no more with these motherfuckers, man. Turn around, there's always some shit. It's just like, yo, y'all need to just shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. Shut up. It's just like, please, man. Just stop. Stop doing the dumb shit. All right, let me look at the comments a little bit. Philosopher Doom. Oh no, I read that one already. Mitch Mustang. Microsoft said it would be parity before the damage control. I don't remember them saying no. They said it was up to the developers. They didn't say it was any parity. They said it came down to the developers. Others Inc. not buying PUBG. Mitch Mustang, they slowing and holding up sales of systems and games. Yeah, maybe. He said Kelvin said console parity will kill gaming. Yeah, I mean, it'll definitely hurt it. I mean, but in the future, to be honest, there shouldn't be any parity in the future. You know, in theory, if you're streaming, um, it should just be based on how well your internet connection is, because that's definitely where the shit's going in the future. Consoles aren't going to be around forever, nor are nor are people going to need high end PCs, because at some point streaming is going to be strong enough where you could do all kinds of crazy shit just on the internet. Let's see. Other thing he says, if it weren't for Gears, Forza, and Halo, I'd stop gaming. Philosopher Doom wasn't timing ever. Worst timing ever. Well, yeah, because they like fucking like tripping right before the goal line. That's what the fuck Microsoft like doing. Now the dude at the PUBG does I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. I mean, he's getting paid already. They're making millions. I mean, game as of today made at least 600 million. So selling like 20 million copies. But Jesus, man, it's just jeez. I don't know. These motherfuckers always doing saying some dumb shit, doing some dumb shit. Let's see. Mitch Mustang. The game was being developed by one specific hardware, the Xbox One X. They have the 60 FPS build. I mean, I'm pretty sure they do. Let's see. Oh, Andrew. Everything Microsoft has hyped this gen has been a lie and a flop. DX12, so-called free services for publishers, the cloud, uncomped 4K, lies and fault and fails. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. S. Hawkins. I wish fucking punk ass gamers stop blaming Microsoft for everything. Man, they ain't the fault for everything, but they gotta understand that this shit always reflects on them. As of right now, they gotta like this technically isn't their fault, but they gotta know that every little thing that happens with their name on it fucking gets blown up. And it's just like, dude, it's almost like you're a parent. Like, all right, your kid goes out and does some dumb shit. Yeah, you technically did not do that dumb shit, but as a parent, you could have tried to prevent some of the dumb shit that they do. Maybe not all of it. Absolutely not. But, some of it, some of the stuff you can see, and if you're paying attention well enough, you can be like, all right, you might just do some dumb shit. I don't know, and especially with Microsoft, they've been burnt so many times by people saying dumb shit this generation. It's just like, yo, why wouldn't you have, like, you're working close enough with these people, and I'm pretty sure he's sitting back like, yeah, my bad, Phil. I don't even fucking know, man. It's like, dude, what the fuck, yo? Like, I leave you for like a few seconds and be like, yeah, man. I mean, I was a little drunk and we was like interviewing, and I kind of spilled the beans on the shit behind the scenes when I shouldn't have. You know what I mean? Because I mean, the shit does run at 60, but the shit ain't, it ain't right there yet. And we trying to do some shit. Look, I mean, I don't fucking listen. I mean, and to be honest, like in the game, I think the game could run at 60. I mean, from what I saw, it looked like it was running smooth as hell. on one of the gameplays. But the thing is, you know, for the three, I mean 360 for the OG Xbox, that's just going to be for it to run PUBG. It might have to look a bit uglier than you know it usually would. Because PUBG ain't the prettiest bitch on the block. Let's keep it funky. So it probably gonna have to be 720p on the OG Xbox One, and it's probably gonna also have a lot of shit missing just for that bitch to even try to hit 30. I mean 60, you know. And maybe that's what the issue is. That might be it. Because remember, on PC you could take a lot of shit out in order to get that shit to run at real low settings. But the thing is, on Xbox, you ain't gonna want to have Xbox gamers being able to like take out grass and shit because that's an advantage, you know, which is a huge advantage because therefore people you think you hide it in the grass on your console, but on their console they can see you, you know, clear as day. And you're sitting there like, yo, how the fuck is this motherfucker shooting me? I'm in the grass. It gotta be hard to see. You're like, nah, nigga, he ain't got no grass on his screen. So it is what it is. Just so mad at you know why it's at 30 FPS? Because the most powerful console can't run at an indie game at 60 FPS. That doesn't even make any sense, bro. Because fucking Gears runs at 60, fucking Hitman runs at 60, fucking Tomb Raider runs at 16. Those are all third person games. You know what I mean? So I don't know what you talking about, bro. Check the article. Let's hold up. Let me go back. What did it say? Others think Sony is clean because they don't say shit. Ryan and Randall Thor and the biased media speak for Sony. Said Randall Thor. Uh, Witness the truth. Microsoft is full of shit. I'm officially done with them. They lost sight of what gamers want. Da-da-da. Graphics guy, what's going on? He said Microsoft didn't say it would be 60, the developer did. Yeah, that's definitely true. They didn't say it was going to be anything. Like I said, it's not Microsoft's fault for saying it. They just need to make sure that these guys, like, man, they just don't put their foot in their mouth. Jesus, man, this is crazy, bro. Like, Jesus. It should happen all the time, man. It just reflects onto Microsoft, even though that these guys aren't really Microsoft, you know? It says, other Zane says, he says, if Halo next doesn't release in 2018, I'm out after 42 years of gaming. Jesus, man. After Halo, I don't know if it was released in 2018, man. I mean, I didn't. I would think 219. I don't know about 218. But who knows? Who knows? I just usually think that they got to have at least. I'm trying to think. Like Marvel movies have usually about 6 months, is it? I mean, even though we know about these movies well in advance, but I'm just saying most of these movies, you know, maybe not a year, but all right, fair enough. It's about 6 months. They got enough time. They could possibly do it, but the work behind making a film and a video game, it just takes longer to make a game, man. It just does. Let's see. Because in a film, they only got to make what they show you. They don't got to make stuff that you want to explore and walk around in. Let's see. Mitch Mustang. Microsoft is holding back gaming. Look at Fight Night Champions. Some crap is going on here. This ugly game can hit 60. Yo, I need that Fight Night Champions, man. I need that shit backwards compatible, man. I need that shit. Like, they need to get that shit ASAP, man. That should be hot. It said, when is the truth? Well, the developers came out and said back in July that the game was up and running on the X between 40 and 50 frames per second without optimization. Yeah, like I said, I don't fucking know, man. I don't know what they. To me, at this point, they just need to explain themselves better. Like, the shit is just like, ugh. Like, why? Like, since you already opened this can of motherfucking worms, you need to explain yourself. Like, why the fuck is this shit not running 60 on the X? And straight up, no bullshit. Like, that's what it need to be. Like, don't bullshit the people. They gonna know. Just be honest. Just tell the motherfucking truth. Right? And then after that, if we don't fucking agree, then let us not fucking agree. But stop bullshitting. Like, if you holding it back for the S, just fucking say it. Just fucking say it, and speak your piece on it, and let people, judge for themselves based off of that. But people would like to know, like, all right, why is it? You'd be like, oh, you say it's unfair, like, because this, that, and the third. All right. Now we can agree to disagree on that shit, because there's a whole lot of advantages that can be gained, right? Because guess what, man? If you got a person with a 1080p TV versus a 4K TV, man, and somebody's on the 1080p with the X versus the 4K with the S, that shit kind of balances out a little bit. Because you're only going to be able to go but so far with that 1080p on the X, man. You're missing a lot of shit. I know. I'm telling you, I know. I played on the X for 2 weeks with a 1080p TV. I just got my 4K last weekend, right? The difference is noticeable. You can see a lot more. Not to say that the shit didn't look good on my 1080p TV, but the shit is way clearer on my 4K TV. You can just see way more. All right, let's see. Andrew again. Microsoft murdered Africans and illegally dumped. What's this dumb shit you write, man? Come on, man. No, we already read that shit. Let's see. It said the witness said they came out yesterday and said it runs at 60 FPS, and then tried to get the Xbox version to run the same. Now what changed? Yeah, I don't know, man. People speculate it's because of the bitching. A lot of people was bitching about, I won't say a lot, but there were people bitching about the frame rate difference on the S and the X. Why? I don't know, but they were. I mean, because guess what? What they could have said is, yo, we're gonna have. They could have just said we're not gonna lock it. We're gonna just leave it uncapped. They could have just said that. We're gonna leave it uncapped on the X, and it's locked at 30 on the S for stability. They could have said that, and then what are people gonna say? Well, it's uncapped. That's what the shit could do. What the fuck you want? Let me see. Man, this shit is crazy, bro. I just need Microsoft to fucking get their shit right. They just need to stop with the bullshit and make sure that They just get their message right, man. God damn. Message is just as important as the product. That's why motherfuckers pay so much for advertisement. But it's just like, yo, get your message right. And there's layers to this shit. It ain't just about commercials. Yeah, that's part of it. It's a big part, but that's not the only part. It's publicity, man. It's news. Like we always in the news for fucked up shit every now and again. Now, granted, most of this shit is a bullshit, sure, man. But come on, man. Whatever you can avoid, just you know. They just need to get their shit together. But anyway, man, this is your boy Live. I'm about to eat some lunch, man. This is December 1st. Ah, I don't want to have any more of these fucking crazy ass conversations about dumb shit where motherfuckers putting their whole foot down their throat saying the stupid shit that they say. Microsoft need to get on this shit. Like, damn it, man. Get your shit together. Make sure these people in line. Like, when you hire them, like, look, man, be like, look, we do the interviews for PUBG, right? We regulate who you talk to and all that shit. Because once it's on our, like, you can talk about all that shit on PC. No problem. You want to say PC this, PC that? Cool. But once you say Microsoft, Xbox, nah. You got to run that shit by us first. Because otherwise you going to say some dumb shit. And then now we got to come back behind you and clean the shit up. Because you done said some dumb shit you wasn't supposed to be saying. But that's all Microsoft got to do. But anyway, man, it's your boy Live, man. I'm out this bitch, man. This shit crazy, man. Catch me out on GRG, man. I'm going to be on that bitch tonight with K Megan and the crew. Man. 100 probably going to be on there. Lemon, Delilah, Lady Infamous. Fonzarelli probably stop by all day if he ain't get ejected. And fucking who else? And Triple Cook Chub. But all right, man, I'm out this bitch. Peace.